Right, so welcome to my everything I made in the month of October video. Change of location, couple of reasons. Mostly a children's party, lots of wheels, new puppy. There's a lot of noise on the other side, yeah. And now I'm going to be stood up and outshone by Rocky over here. So, everything I finished in October. First of all, I finished my Cyrus jumper. Now, I'd like to think that the Cyrus jumper is great. People compliment me on it every time I wear it. It's a nice pattern. I enjoy it. Hello, what are we doing? Are you... Oh, for goodness sake. You show pony. But here's my problem with it. It gets caught on absolutely everything because these balloon sleeves are very balloony. They manage to catch door handles. There's some pilling from the few times I've worn it. Can you stop being an attention seeker for just a minute? You can sit over there and attract all the attention. Yeah, there's a lot of things I like about it, but there's a lot of things that are just wrong about it. Yeah, bits keep pilling up and coming off, and the sleeves, I removed about this much length off of each sleeve after I finished it, and then picked them up and knit to the sleeve end again, reducing the number of stitches on the cuff by, well, it reduced about, it probably lost about a quarter of the stitches in the decrease, and I went to half. I knit two together all the way across that row to get down to that many stitches, and it's still really too big and they're still really too long, but it is what it is, and I like the sweater. I like the sweater pattern. I'm glad it's finally done and over. I would have got a lot more done if I didn't knit the sleeves and then have to unknit the sleeve and then re-knit the sleeve. Yeah. I will say this about the pattern though, it did have an accurate amount of yarn included in the bag. It's definitely growing wider by the day. I had hoped that it would drop a little bit longer rather than go wider, but it's gone wider, so I probably could have gone with size 4 rather than size 5, or maybe even size 3, considering how wide it's gone. But anyway, I finally finished the sweater. I did a big talk about the fact that I had finished 2 panels of the big blanket mystery, the woven blanket. However, I finished this blanket piece and that happened quite quickly. I've just noticed there's an extra row in here, but that's okay. I can live with that, so that's fine. So I finished this one. And then my plan was, according to my last video, was to catch up to where I was needing to be, which to catch up I would have needed to finish 2 panels. I didn't. I probably could have if I didn't have to redo the sleeves on this, or if I didn't knit so much sleeve in the first place. But we're up to here on panel 4. So that's panel 3, this is panel 4. I ordered the expansion kit so that it will go to panel 5 and 6. The yarn has arrived for 5. So by the time we get to the everything I knit in November, I'm hoping that I've got 5 panels completed, because I'm at 4.5 at the moment. So we'll see how we go on that. Still love knitting with the sumptuous yarn, but it's been a particular treat just recently because of my sock project. Yes, so the first socks that I completed was my well, I finished 6 socks after the jumper. So this is a pair that's been washed a couple of times. They're a little bit too warm for spring. I didn't think that would be an issue, but yeah. Did I block these? No, I didn't block them properly. I was too busy ogling them. I also made a trio of socks of this pattern because I had enough yarn left, and I thought I just wanted to find out how far the yarn was going to go, whether or not I could do longer socks or shorter socks, or whether or not one ball was enough for 2 socks. But I think one ball would have been enough for 2 socks if they were ankle socks. So at some point I think I'm going to design an ankle sock. We'll see. So I knit these and I was happy with them, and I wore them, and I've shown them off and I've shown everybody, and I would wear them more, only I've been waiting for this video. Kitchener Stitch is a bit of a train wreck on these two. But that's okay, because I finished these socks and I'm very happy with them. This was Scamp Sprinkles. Yeah, Scamp Sprinkles, I think. I've got this yarn in another colourway, I think Adventure Sprinkles. So I'm going to try that as a 2 at a time sock. But I now have 3 of these socks. Then I moved on and did these ones here, which were from Unravelled. Now my dog wants to have a bark. Rocky. Oi! Attention seekers, I tell you. So these were from a pattern from Unravelled, which is in New Zealand. And it was really good because it came with everything. It came with the pattern, it came with the yarn, and it came with a teeny tiny needle. But I didn't end up using the teeny tiny needle with these. I ended up using a different one. So I haven't worn these yet. I haven't blocked these yet. I shoved it on the sock blocker to show everybody, but I haven't got around to getting them wet and doing the thing where you dry them and all the rest of it because I was too busy touching them and being proud of myself. So yeah, I think the reason why I liked knitting these socks so much is the self-striping, self-patterning yarn. It's very, very cool. And it was even more satisfying than the last pair. So I did these. And then I moved on to this. Yes, this is, I don't know what I'm going to call this yet. The Gallipoli sock, I think. So it's from the Gallipoli yarn. And I've tried using a different knitting in the round technique for this one. I've also got, can you see that there? German short rows on the heel. So rather than these other ones where I've got the heel gusset and then the heel flap and the turny bit where you pick up the stitches, I thought I would try the German short rows. So I've done German short rows and that's been relatively successful. So this pattern here is going to be released, and I've rushed this pattern release. It should be the easiest sock pattern in the world because I've made it basically. Yeah, so if you wanted a really basic introductory sock pattern, this would be it from everything I've learnt knitting socks, and what I like about a sock, and particularly for this yarn. And the reason why I'm rushing with it and wanting to release it is that because it's the Gallipoli yarn, and the Gallipoli yarn is an RSA or Return Servicemen Association fundraising yarn. So I wanted to get a pattern with that yarn released before Remembrance Day, in case anybody was wanting to buy the yarn or had the yarn or wanted to knit the sock and then make a donation to RSA or something along those lines. So that's coming. That'll be released the same day as this video. I'm recording this on November 1st, and the plan is to release this pattern on Friday. We shall see how we go. And then the last thing is what's slowly becoming an update more than anything else is this is a tube sock. These are my Tiago, teeny tiny circulars. This here I just keep in the pocket of my jacket. I call this my waiting room project because it's small. I've got to get this to 50 centimeters and then do the decrease and then the then the Kitchener stitch. So we're up to here. I think the last time I showed this on an update it was around about here. So there's a month's worth of sock knitting on this one. So I haven't really managed to make a lot, but what could I say in my defense at not making a lot? 1, it took forever to redo the sleeves. 2, I can't blame waiting on this yarn, but you know, mostly I think the time was spent knitting these socks, and there's going to be a review of this pattern here. And the reason why there's going to be a review of this pattern is that these socks were made from this pattern but slightly differently. These socks are following the pattern semi-accurately. These are just longer, and I changed the rib at the top because I thought this was just a little bit loose, this sort of 2x2 rib. So I preferred the 1x1 rib on this one here. So this pattern kit is going to be reviewed but I did these first so that I knew what I was doing. And there's a lot of trust in the process when it comes to knitting socks. In particular, this pattern is actually really easy. Counterintuitive to my brain in a couple of points, but when actually getting going on it, it was quite incredible. And as long as I did exactly what was written in the pattern, the sock worked out. I mean, anybody would think it was designed that way. These here have been through the washing machine. They've had no care in them whatsoever. I literally threw them in the washing machine and then they have been hung on the line with pegs. And I'm incredibly impressed. So it is machine washable merino sock wool, so I'd expect it to be good. But they're way softer and they're lovely and they're warm. A little too warm now that we're in spring. But yeah, so socks. So what am I going to be making promises for next month that I will end up breaking, because that's how it goes. I will finish this panel and then the following panel. There will be, this matching sock should be finished tonight or tomorrow. And then that pattern will be tidied up and released for Friday. I have a hat planned to make because I've just done a tutorial for faux fur pom-poms and how to make those. So there's that. What I have realised is that I went to absolutely all the trouble of washing my hair and tying it up when I went for a walk so that I didn't absolutely destroy my hair. This is the first time I've managed to have dry, clean-ish hair. Normally I'm either washing my hair in a rush or it's tied up, but still looking like a train wreck, still haven't been to the hairdresser, still haven't sorted that out. Yeah, so there's going to be a hat with a pink pom-pom. There's going to be another hat which is skipped ahead, which is a Team C's inspired hat. And there is going to be, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to, I know that I'm going to do some 2 at a time socks. Whether or not I jump into 2 at a time socks as soon as I finish these ones, that's another story. We shall see. But definitely there will be this panel finished and the following panel, hopefully. The matching sock to this one. There will be some progress on this one. Maybe we'll get to the end. Maybe we won't. It should be noted there's like 70 odd stitches on this sock and these ones have been around about less than 60. So there's a lot more work in this one. Not really, it's just really boring. Yeah. And yeah, and I haven't finished my Wooloo hat. I haven't sewn up the Pokemon hat. I need to do that. I haven't finished the sheep. I haven't done a lot of things. Haven't started the vest. So there's plenty. I haven't started the cardigan. Haven't started the yellow cardigan. So it's definitely a pile of projects. But I'm back at work full time, so we'll see what we're going to achieve. And yeah. So I hope you enjoy. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And carry on knitting. Or not knitting. Or something along those lines. Or if you've got any suggestions for me, pop them in the comments and I'll let you know. Rocky. Oi, come here. Come on. Come on. You may as well say goodbye to the people. So that's goodbye from me, and it's clueless oblivion from him, but at least he's very, very cute. Yeah, you're not going to say anything. Bye.